Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to talk today about how the middle doesn't matter. For those of you that are new to me, my name is Brooke-Sidney. I help you manifest miracles by reprogramming your mind so you can make them manifest. I truly believe that manifestation really isn't magic. It's science and personal development and mindset work. Today, we're going to talk about the fact that the middle doesn't matter and essentially how circumstances don't matter. But before we do that, I just want to remind you, for those of you that are still struggling to manifest the thing that you want, or you're not feeling good about where you are in your manifestation journey, definitely there's 2 ways to work with me. Both of that information is listed below, as well as 2 communities of like-minded individuals that are on this manifestation journey. Both of those groups are free. So check all that information out below. Today, I really want to talk about the messy middle and why the middle doesn't matter. And when I'm referring to the middle, I am talking about the time between when you decide that you're going to have this conscious, deliberate manifestation. You have pictured the end and you're living in the end, and your 3D has not conformed yet. Your 3D does not reflect whatever you have decided to manifest, be it a specific person, more money, another job, a vacation, which I manifested recently, or something else. So often, and I've talked about it, like stop focusing on the circumstances in that video, and really to stop focusing on the how, which is another way of talking about the middle, right? The middle doesn't matter, just like the circumstances don't matter. What ends up happening is once we decide to manifest something, let's take for an example, a specific person, the middle isn't matching up with our end result, our living in the end, our wish fulfilled, because our past and our 3D, which is one and the same essentially, it's what we've already created, is what's before us. So moments ago, we decided that we're going to manifest our SP back in, or manifest a new SP, and we look 5 minutes later or a day later and they're not there yet, or they haven't, given you the text message or whatever it is that you're seeking in confirmation in the 3D, which we don't want to be doing during this middle time. And I think it's really, really helpful if we stop focusing on the 3D, which I talk about a lot, and we continue to focus on making sure that we are the person and has the self-concept and the thoughts and the dominant states, I talked about states recently, of the wish fulfilled. We are that person. We live in that state. We have those natural assumptions. We are the person who has that reality. The sooner we can get to that and have that be a sustained dominant state, our thoughts go there, our feelings go there, our beliefs go there, our states go there. Essentially, then we're there. We're living more now in our 4D, our imagination, our mind. That's why we talk about being delusional often. We live there. We don't live as a conscious, deliberate creator, focusing on the 3D or the middle. I think this is also very, very helpful advice and guidance around really figuring out what is your wish fulfilled. I know that it's fun to talk about manifesting contact and manifesting a text or manifesting a call, but what is really the end state? To me, the call or the contact, it's kind of part of the middle in a way. If your end state is being in a relationship, or your end state is getting back together, or your end state is the marriage, the long-term commitment, the date, whatever it is, although it's fun to spend time trying to manifest kind of a middle state, like the contact or them unblocking you or whatever. And there's tools for that. I talk about it in the whisper method, which is very effective for manifesting contact. But sometimes if you find yourself consistently focusing on the 3D, kind of reprogram yourself and think, what is actually the end state? What is my wish fulfilled? What do I actually deeply want? And then start doing the work again to think about, what are the resisting thoughts? What is the resistance that I have? What are my opposing thoughts? Do I have beliefs and attitudes that are in direct opposition to the thing that I'm trying to manifest? And I feel like that's what happens oftentimes when we're stuck in the messy middle, because we keep focusing on the thing not being there, the person not being here, the person that hasn't given the text back, the money that hasn't come in yet, instead of using the time in between, which honestly, truthfully, is completely up to you. It's how quickly you can shift your dominant state, how quickly you can shift your natural assumptions, how quickly you can be the person with the self-concept that has whatever it is you desire. So your middle doesn't have to be long. It really doesn't. Your middle could be 5 minutes, or your middle could be 5 days or 5 months. It really is up to you. But when you're finding that you're concentrating so much on the 3D, you're going to see more and more of the thing that you don't want. You're going to see more and more of the thing you don't want to manifest, because by, again, focusing on the middle, by focusing essentially on what you don't have yet, you're focusing on the fact that you don't have it yet. I would rather you look at the 3D, think about it being the past, and instead pick up the thoughts, the beliefs, the state of, it's all working out for me. It is on its way. It is coming, or it is here. Because that is the state, that feeling, that confirmation, that knowing, that's when the manifestation is about to appear. And so I'll talk about that. How do you know when your manifestation is about to arrive? It's when you feel certain. So if you are experiencing this messy middle, first of all, know that the middle does not matter. Continue to focus on your end result. The middle is the 3D. The middle is the bridge of incidents, the bridge of events. That's the how I talked about in the video. You don't need to worry about the how. God, 5D, whatever that is for you, the universe, taking care of the how. Your job is to remain consistent and focused on living in the end. And if that means being delusional, be delusional. If that means pretending, as I talk about in another video, pretend. And I love the pretend. Some people don't like that term. I love that term because it brings me to my childlike state. It reminds me to live in my imagination and to live in the place where I am happy and not focus on the 3D and the messy middle that's not caught up yet. So that is the goal there, is to stop focusing on the messy middle. Circumstances don't matter. You need to persist. One of the things that I keep telling myself, and I think this is very helpful too, is that if it's not here yet, it's going to be here. The 3D has no choice but to conform if you have decided and you are persisting and living in the end. It has no choice but to conform. It will conform. The moment you decide that it is happening, it is going to happen. Everything works out for me. Isn't it wonderful? Whatever is that I feel like aligning positive mindset, belief set, go there. When the middle is not showing up the way that you want to, go to that. Everything's working out for me. My SB is going to call. My SB loves me. My SB is getting ready to contact me. My SB is getting ready to ask me out for my date. I can go also into the end state and start going into the imaginal acts where I already see us together. I already see us on the date. I already see him proposing. I already see us having kids, buying a home, whatever is your true wish fulfilled end state. That's my advice. That's my guidance. Again, to stop focusing on the circumstances, stop focusing on the middle, the time between you've decided you want this manifestation and when it actually shows up. You won't miss it. You don't need to keep looking in the 3D. I know that this is helpful. I'd love for you to share the things that you are trying to manifest consciously at this moment. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel, like this video, and I will see you tomorrow.